Today I'm going to show you a vehicle that was sent to me from a company to review, and I've had a hard time doing this video because I've struggled on where to start with it, because to me it's very impressive, it's powerful, it's fast, it's fun, and I'm just not overwhelmed, but just really I love it. So let me show this to you. It's an electric scooter, and it is a powerful electric scooter. It is a lot of fun. I gotta tell you what, to be forthright with you, uh, I've already got it 30 here, and I've been having some fun with it. I've been using it. It's, like I say, I don't know where to start with this. It's a 54 volt. It's a 54 volt setup here. It has dual motors. They're 1,000 watts each. This scooter will do 40 mile an hour plus. We'll start with that. Now, yeah, to be forthright about this deal, we'll get into this. We're gonna take it for a ride. We're gonna take it out the road, and I'll show you a little bit more about it, and how to tame it down a little bit if you need to, at least till you get used to it. It's not bad. It's not something that, it's not too wicked. It's wicked, but it's not too bad. I've let several people try it out. Nobody has wrecked on it, so it's not too out of control. The fact that it'll do 40 mile an hour plus, I mean, just because our cars, trucks, SUVs will do 100 miles an hour doesn't mean we drive them that fast, right? One thing is it has two modes here. There's eco mode when turned on, that it reduces the power, and it gives it a longer range. So, and the range it is advertised at traveling up to 40 miles on a single charge. But that's under ideal conditions and driving a little bit conservatively, put it in eco mode, and then you can turn it on single motor or dual motors. So I'm thinking that is under, an eco with just one motor. It's still, I mean, I have rode it like that. It cruises along really nice. But that's like the power savings, and you can go the furthest that way. I'm probably not going to get, I know I don't get 40 miles because I don't drive it that way too much. I usually have turn eco off, put it in turbo mode, turn on both motors, and it can pull out pretty aggressively. It's that way. So eco, to get started, eco single motor, it pulls out. It's manageable, and there is a setting. You can go into the menu and actually turn down the acceleration. There's a way to do that. I might touch on that for a minute here, but yeah, anybody that's jumped on it and taken it for a little ride, they you pull the throttle, it'll go. Like I say, nobody's wrecked on it. Yeah, so I've been using it, having a lot of fun with it. It is dirty, okay? I've been spinning up some grass. It will, going through the yard, it will rooster tail. It'll spit up a little bit of grass here, you see. Maybe I should have cleaned this back up a little bit before doing this, but I just haven't cleaned it up yet. Now, this is a pretty heavy-duty scooter. It is, I don't know that it's top of the line, but I mean, it is premium. It is a premium scooter. It, has both front, and rear suspension, and front and rear hydraulic brakes, hydraulic disc brakes. It is a quality machine. It has dual charging ports. On one, if you run it the whole way down, it comes with a single charger, so it charges like 8 to 9 hours to from 0 down to get a full charge, or you can get a second charger and cut that time in half. So basically, 4 to 5 hours charge with two chargers. It does have a collar up there that you can unclamp those. The handlebar folds down. It's easier to transport or store. It's something that I can throw in the back of the van when I go somewhere. With a big e-bike there, You know, it's just with other things I have in the van, it just yeah, I'd have to ride on the back on a rack, but the scooter I can throw inside the van. So, you know, it stays out of the weather and road dust and dirt from traveling. So that works out pretty good. Another way to manage the speed on this is up here. It's in first, speed 1. Now, you can put this, and that limits it to about 20 miles an hour, or you can hit the mode button. Speed 2 go to about 30-ish a little bit. And if you put it in gear, well, they call them gears, electronic gears, not mechanical. But that'll go ahead and max out and take you up to 40 mile an hour plus. So, you know, just to keep things cool, you know, we can limit it to 20 miles an hour. But then again, you can just regulate with the trigger throttle. You don't even have to go that fast, obviously. So we're going to try her out here. Well, I've been trying it out, but let's go out the road a little bit. Now, like I said, I tend to turn the eco mode off and put both motors on. You can see it has this nice suspension, okay? But I'll pull the trigger and she wants to take off pretty good. See, it'll churn up the dirt and the rocks pulling out. All right, we're still doing 28 miles an hour. It dropped down to 26. Let me stop here a minute. All right. Trouble is my hat's gonna come off. I even had it on backwards. And not still at those speeds. Hang on a minute. All right, let's go. Okay, this road is a 35 mile an hour speed limit, and we're just easing along at 33. We're going to turn off here, slow it down a little bit. This road's not as smooth. Not bad though. I gotta tell you, with this suspension, you know, these little whoop-de-doos and imperfections, this suspension just handles this really, really well. The scooter just has has a great feel, just a great feel to it. Very stable. Let on them brakes a little bit. Into the turn. All right, let's stop here a minute. Whew. I could tell you what. Oops, let me put my kickstand on. Let's get off the road a little bit. I don't expect any traffic, really. I've really grown to love this thing. It's a lot of fun. Pretty exhilarating. You know, the thing is, I've looked at reviews on this. I've looked at other videos on it. When I knew it was shipped and it was on its way, or when the soft offer was made to me, I looked into it more and I thought, I'll be upfront with you. This is a business deal between Varla Scooters and myself, to where they offer a scooter and they want a review done on it. And all of you see this, it's more exposure, it's advertising for them. They get something out of that, more sales. And what I get out of it is a scooter. So I thought, a 40-mile-an-hour scooter, not as young as I used to be. I thought, this is something I'm probably gonna get hurt on, right? And but like I say, it's nobody has yet. Everybody that's tried it, they're a little intimidated at first when you first get on that throttle and you realize how much power it really has. But you adjust, you get used to it pretty quickly, actually. And so, you drive in your comfort level. You try to use good judgment. I mean, you don't go flying down a big hill on your bicycle, or I mean, you just don't. You adjust to it, and you stay safe. Don't go crazy and just brand new out of the box, put it on high, and just go flying down the road. But you kind of try it out, and you say, "Oh, this thing's kind of, oh yeah," you adjust to it, and it's been so much fun. No, I'll back up to, I thought, I'm gonna hurt myself on this, and I'll do the review, and maybe I'll just flip it. I'll just make some quick cash in this deal. I'll get the review done. I'll just be careful with it a little bit, and I'll just sell it after the video. You know what? I've come to really enjoy it. That I would have a hard time selling it. I enjoy it more. I think I enjoy it more than my e-bike. I'm no stranger to things on two wheels. I have a mini bike. I got regular bicycles, e-bike, motorcycles. I enjoy two-wheel vehicles, and the power this thing has, it's fun. It really is. It'll climb. It'll climb up to. It's advertised to climb up to. Varla's claim is it'll climb up to 30-degree angles. 30 degree is a pretty good climb. It does it. And this is very heavy duty. Maximum capacity of 330 pounds. So, a pretty large person, that's a large person, right? So, it'll do it. It really is just really quality built, all heavy duty suspension and framing, and it's crazy. The board here, that's the battery, and it does have brake lights. Now this does have headlights, tail lights, and brake lights. And to turn the lights on, you just hold the mode button in for like 5 seconds. A little blue headlight thing comes on, and now the lights are on, and they are pretty bright. And I have tried it at night. They do illuminate the area right in front of you. But if you're going to do night commuting, there is a better optional headlight available that will shine out further. But for putting around or whatever, that works. Those lights work pretty good. And you'll see it also has tail lights. Now what happens is when you hit the brakes, now the brake lights also work without the headlights on. If you hit the brake, they blink. Now I'll turn them lights back off, and you'll see too that even with the lights off, the brake lights work. So that's pretty nice. See, I really don't know what else to add to this. Like I say, it has the hydraulic brakes here. That's not a cable. That's actually a brake line and a brake fitting. These are like little master cylinders or brake cylinders. They have there's a little plug here in the end, I think, where the piston goes in, a little fuel cap. But these are fluid. These are fluid disc brakes. So, and they work quite well. They have a nice feel to them. They don't just want to throw you off the thing. They I haven't had any problems with that. Now, this hill here would probably be pushing its limits. I know cameras have a tendency really not to show inclines or declines very well, but that is maybe better if we kind of step off to the side. I don't know. It just doesn't put it in perspective very well. But that's actually a steep little hill. You know, it'll come up that hill. We might just confirm that in a minute. Another thing I'll say about Varla scooters, when they first approached me, they actually offered me their, this is the Varla Eagle 1 off-road scooter. And what they offered me was the Eagle 1's little brother, I'll call it. It's the Varla Pegasus, which is a city commuter. Now, I've reviewed, yeah, I was saying that I went and I kind of researched this when this offer was made to me. And they had offered the city commuter, and if you look under, there's somewhere I come across the, you know, the top 10 scooters, you know, how they're rated and how they're popular and what that. And a lot of the scooters are only, some of the city commuters only have a single 250 watt motor. Now they're lighter, but they're, you know, they don't go very fast, maybe up to, you know, 17 mile an hour. And you know, and a lot less range as well. But then they come up, then there's a little bit better ones that have a 350 watt motor, a 500 watt, you know, single motor. But the Varla's little brother, or the Eagle 1's little brother, the Pegasus, has two 500 watt motors. So even as the city commuters go, Varla really has a nice one there. And it also has the front and rear suspension, where a lot of the other city commuters, they're just a rigid, they're just, you know, there's no suspension, they're just a rigid frame where, you know, you feel every bump and crack and, you know, everything on the road or the sidewalk or wherever you're riding at. You know, that suspension is so nice. And the Eagle 1 also has pneumatic tires instead of the hard rigid tires. So between the pneumatic, you know, taking up some shock, and the suspension, this really has a nice ride. I really enjoy it. So, like I say, I like to keep this thing turned up on its default settings. Like I say, I like to keep this thing turned up on its default settings. You can go into settings and crank it up or back it off. This is just so inviting, just to let it rip. The suspension just really handles this so well. It's fun. I mean, you can hear the power. I mean, it'll just churn up, you know, any sand or gravel, and even on pavement, you can just kind of hear the tire gripping, just really getting traction. I mean, it just wants to go. All right, now this is a really steep hill, and because of the bend, we can't really go flying into it to get a head start for it, but that's about all we got. Will it climb 30 degrees? Yeah, this is a pretty steep hill. Yeah, here we got a bank, you know, a couple of steps. Can we just go up over this? We can. It spins a little tire. Now, I wish there was a better way. I tried to figure out how I could mount a camera on back on this part, so that when we're riding and going over bumps, you can really see how suspension works. You know, when I'm on it and both the front and rear suspension are giving like that, it just makes for such a nice ride. So, you know, the thing is that it's not a rigid frame that's bumping, and when you bump, the tire actually comes off the surface for, you know, a little bit here and there, which can cause you to get out of whack. But, you know, that keeps the tire in contact with the ground better. It provides a smoother ride. Having a suspension is the way to go. It works really well. So one of the settings that might be useful is in this menu. It's called the P settings, or power settings, I'm guessing that means. If you hold both these buttons in at the same time, it'll bring up, see the P at the top. That's P1, 2, 3. Now some of these are not adjustable, and probably some of them shouldn't be adjusted. But I found out that if you go up here to P12, that 3, now that setting can be changed 1 through 5. This is the acceleration. So 4 and 5, that's high acceleration, okay? And number 3 seems pretty adequate to me. It already wants to churn up gravel. Oops, it timed out and went back there. Let's go back. Let's go back to that P12, or I mean, yeah. So 1 is just, you know, light acceleration. You know, 2 is a little bit more. 3 is how it comes set from the factory. That's the default setting, and it seems very adequate acceleration, but it already wants to spin tire, and I mean, it's pretty aggressive on 3. 5 is that's really aggressive. I wouldn't want to put it on 5 and really just jump on it for the first time, or let somebody else jump on it, but I'm kind of used to it, and it's pretty awesome, really, if you like the feel of power. Like I say, 3 is pretty adequate. Hey, here comes the police down here. Maybe he's gonna give me a speeding ticket or something. Nope. He should have seen me earlier. I will say that I find this scooter a lot more fun than my e-bike. I need to ride back up here and get my hat. I forgot. It just is. You know, the e-bike has a similar range of 40 miles. But, you know, that's on its lowest setting. And, of course, that's doing some pedaling. You're doing a lot of the work with very minimal assistance. This is nice. It's so powerful. You don't, even if you could pedal, you don't need to. You know, my e-bike has a single 750 watt motor, and this has 2 1,000 watt motors. It's an impressive machine. I'm just loving it. It just goes up these hills so nice. It's just very well suited for, you know, this type of just, you know, out in the country driving, you know, just exploring, you know, country back roads, and it just does it so very well. We'll probably spin a little bit of tire here. Let's stop at the stop sign. Okay, ready? We'll probably catch a little bit of tire here. Oh yeah, and I breaks them loose a little bit. Away we go. There's 30 miles an hour. gonna take it easy here a little bit. Kind of coast downhill, lay back into it. Woo! I gotta tell you what, it's fun. It is more fun than my e-bike. I firmly believe this is absolutely one of those cases where you get what you pay for. It is a higher end, premium scooter, but it will carry your butt around. You could be, like I say, you could be a pretty big person. I'm not as light as I used to be. It carries me around fantastic. I am impressed. There's nothing worse than spending, good dollars and maybe on something like that and finding out, it's just really don't have that much power. It's underpowered. You're better off spending the money and getting something that will get the job done, that you can enjoy and have a lot of fun on. That's the case with that Varla Eagle 1. I invite you to go to their website, varlascooters.com. They, for both the Eagle 1 and its little brother, the Varla Pegasus. Yeah, it's pretty powerful and smooth for a city commuter. But, if you go to the reviews for the Eagle 1, you'll see that people are just like myself. They're impressed. They're happy with the power and the quality, and people are out having a lot of fun on them. They're everything Varla claims them to be, and then some. I think people get these, again, like myself, and say, wow, this was actually more than I expected. This thing's it's a little monster. It goes real. I really enjoy it. So I think it's a keeper. That's all. That's all. I'll see you next time.